everyone, welcome to Stitch Explorers. This is Tasha from Stardust Crochet. So this week we're going to work the 3-color square from the Crochet Bible. Like I said in my video on Facebook, I'm going to use these 3 colors by Shepes, and I'll put the link to these colors in the blog post along with the full written pattern. So this comes from the Crochet Stitch Bible, which is a great book. I'm not selling anything, but a great book to have in your arsenal of crochet. It teaches a lot. It's written a little different than the way modern crochet would be written. But so we're going to start this off. Let's get right to it. I'm using a 4mm hook. You're going to need a pair of scissors and then 3 different colors of any weight yarn. This is a 3-weight yarn. And this 3-weight, actually this square is a lot larger than it looks. I started working it up earlier and it was quite large compared to what I was normally do for my stitch tutorials. With the 3-weight yarn, they end up being kind of small. So to start, color A is going to be this kind of lilac color for me. Color B is going to be my white, and color C is going to be the darkest, which will be bordering, using as a border. So grab your hook and your yarn, pause the video if you need to get ready, and we're recommends doing a chain. You can do a magic circle or a chain. Because it's a large square, it's probably best to do a chain, but for this tutorial I'm going to do a magic circle. Which, to do a magic circle, you grab your yarn in your left hand with the cut side down, laying over your hands. I usually grab it with these 2 fingers down below. So I have these 2 fingers free, then I wrap it around like this in an X, and then I kind of hold that piece with my pinky. So you insert your hook through the one you're holding with your pinky, grab the other, did I do that wrong? I think I did that wrong. Okay, yeah, you can hold it with your pinky or just lay it down like that. Then you grab your yarn, pull it up and around, and then pinch it, and just take your fingers out and pinch this part right here. Oh my gosh, I totally did that wrong. Yay for bad tutorials. Okay, so you guys, okay, grab it, wrap it around into an X, and yes, I grab with my pinky. Am I having a brain fart right now? Okay, so so you're gonna go under this yarn, grab this one and twist it back around. Then you're gonna grab it and chain through like that. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire. And I'll show that to you again. Okay, magic circle tutorial. I have a link for this. I'll put it up in that little eye right there. So grab it, twist it around into an X, hold on to that other piece, insert your hook, grab that yarn, twist it, and then grab that yarn again you're holding with your other fingers and just chain 1. And then untwist this and just pull that out. So there we go. Now we're cooking. So okay, the first step of this is to, I'm going to get closer. We're going to do a chain 7. We already did 1 chain. You can count that or just do chains or just pull it really tight. I'll probably just do a chain 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to treble 6 into the ring. And a treble crochet is you're yarning over 2 times. And then you're going to yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time until you only have 1 loop left on your hook. Like that. So yarn over twice, yarn over, pull through 2 each time until you only have 1 left on your hook. So that's usually 3 times. So they've got 1, 2, and 3, and that's why they call it a treble, folks. You're pulling through 3 times. A double you pull through twice, a single you pull through once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. So we have our 6. Now we're going to chain 3, and we're going to treble 6 more into the ring 3 times. So if you want, you can pause the video and come back after we've done that. So you're gonna, the repeat will be trebling 6, or I'm sorry, it'll be chain 3, treble 6 3 times. So pause it and come back when we're finished. Okay, I've completed mine. I hope you guys have completed yours too. Oops, and my little thing got quite twisted up, so I'm going to untwist that and then close my loop a little bit. I don't know how it got so twisted, but so to close a magic circle, you just take your tail end and tighten it up like that. And you can make this as tight as you want. I'm gonna leave it kind of loose. So we're gonna join, and we're gonna make our join into the 4th chain of the 7th chain, the chain 7 from the beginning. So we're gonna go down 1. Let's count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it gets twisty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which leaves 2 chains left. So I'm going to slip stitch in there. So there we have our little corners. For round 2, we're still going to continue with our color A. We're going to slip stitch in each of the next 2 chains. So I'm going to slip stitch into these. Got 1, 2, and then we're going to chain 5. And treble 6 together over the next 6 treble crochets. So here we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do a together stitch where you're going to make all of these come up and turn into 1 stitch. So to do that, you start by yarning over 2 times, just like you would a normal treble. Insert your hook into the first treble stitch, yarn over, pull up. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 times, pull through 2 loops 2 times, but you're going to leave the last part on there. You're not going to complete the stitch. Then you're going to yarn over twice again because we're creating another treble. Pull up, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to leave those stitches on there and continue that across each of the 6 trebles from the row below or the round below, like that. We don't close it until the very end because we're turning 6 trebles into 1 giant cluster of trebles. And so when we get to this point, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trebles plus your loop. So 7 loops on your hook total. Yarn over and pull through all of them. And there you've created your 6 together. After we do our 6 together, we're going to chain 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you want to mark the top of that, we're going to work into that on the next round. You can mark it if it helps you out. So here we're going to, after our chain 5, we're going to slip stitch into the 2nd chain of the chain 3, which is right here. So we've got 1 and 2. We're going to slip stitch into there. And then this is where our repeat's going to happen. We're going to do that 4 times. So your repeat starts with the chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to treble 6 together and slip stitch into the 2nd chain of the chain 3. Repeat that total of 4 times. And when we get back, we're going to join and then work on round 3. Pause the video. Reached the end of my 4. It's starting to look really pretty. And I imagine that when we block it, it'll lay down because it is a little puffy right now. As you can see, it's kind of puffy. So after we do our 4 repeats, we're going to work the last slip stitch into the same as the second slip stitch from the beginning of the round, and then we're going to fasten off this color. So remember, we slip stitched into these 2 chains earlier right here, so we're going to slip stitch into the second one, but let me make sure that I completed that. So I have to complete my chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to slip stitch. So the first one is there. That's our join. 1, 2. So our slip stitch is here. It's always a little difficult working into slip stitches because usually they're pretty tight. So there we have that. We're going to fasten off this color. So just cut it, bring it up through, or you can do an invisible join if you prefer. Then we're going to grab our color B, which my color B is going to be the white. Something there to kind of transition. So with B, we're going to slip stitch into the top, what I'm mentioning before, into the top of the treble. 6 together. So you insert your hook into the top and make sure you get it in the right stitch right there. Just lay your yarn over your hook, pinch the bottom, pull it through. Then I'm gonna do a chain 1 to secure it, like that, and just kind of pull that tight. Here we're not going to do any more chains than just securing it. We're gonna treble 3 into the chain 3 space from round 1, which is right here. So you're trebling, yarn over 2 times. We're gonna treble 3. And if you don't want that big long string there, which happens to me quite often when you're working a treble that's quite a distance away from your hook, you can kind of pinch it together a little bit and work slightly, and it gets it slightly better. Oops, didn't quite do that very good. Sometimes angling your hook works too, but sometimes you just end up with those little ones, and I don't necessarily like it, but it's okay. So you're going to enclose those slip stitches. You're working around the entire chain. So we're going to do 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles into the same space. You can pause the video if you need to slow down or work your trebles. So after we do our next 3, we're going to chain 2. We're cornering out right here, just so you know what we're doing. We're going to do 3 more into the same. We're going to chain 1 and work 3 more into the same space. And if it looks like I'm getting bunched up a little bit here, so when it starts to get really close to the edge like that, just kind of move your stuff over. So I almost have my 3. So this little cluster here of our corner, we're cornering it out. You're going to have, this is your repeat here. We're going to, oh, I've almost skipped one before I do the repeat. We're going to slip stitch into the top of the next treble 6 together. So that will be the end of the repeat. So you slip stitch into the top of the treble. There you go, and that closes that out. So our repeat will be the treble 3, chain 1, treble 3, chain 2, treble 3, chain 1, treble 3. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of trebles. The first, there's a chain 1 between the first 2 sets, a chain 2 in the corner, and a chain 1 between the next 2 sets. And then you start your repeat over again. So you repeat that around. You're going to repeat it a total of 3 more times after the first one, and then we'll work our slip stitch into the same as the slip stitch from the round 1. So pause the video and come back when we're finished. Come back to when you get to this point and you're about to work your next set of trebles. We're going to work them, they're going to be worked into the same center space here, and you can kind of wrap that around and your end piece and just kind of hide your tail with it and then weave the rest of it in. Okay, so I've finished my round 3 and it is a little puffy, but you can see it will be a square once we block it. So there, that's what I have so far. And we're going to join with our color A, which is the same that I had before of this one. So mine's the light color. And when I was working this before, I noticed, so we're going to do our join into the same stitch here. And we're going to just, you're going to cut this off, but the other tutorial I did, it said something else. So what you're going to do with this one is we're going to fasten off this color, and then we're going to join into the same space as the slip stitch that we do. So go ahead and do a slip stitch and complete the slip stitch with your new color. So lay your new color over, pull through, and just pull through, joining it all together. So working with our new color, we're going to start round 4. We're going to do a chain 4, and we're going to chain or treble 5 into the same exact space as our join. And I'm going to try to go down just a little further right here, since we're doing it into the slip stitch. All right, I'm going to do it there. Oops, I didn't yarn over. Look at me not yarning over, and now I'm getting all tangled up, yo guys. All right, yarn over twice. So there I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and our 5th one. And it's actually making, so my daughter called and my video got interrupted. Whoops. So I did the 5 treble, we did those. And now we're going to skip all of these, the 3, the chain 1, and the 3, and we're going to start working directly into the center of the chain, the turning or the chain space from the row before. So we're going to do trebles in there. We're not going to chain anything after this treble. We're just going to go straight doing trebles into that space, and we're going to do 6 of them. So got, oops, there I go again, making that big thing. I don't know why I don't like that. I'm going to try getting up closer to the tip of my hook and see if that works. Meh, a little bit better. So let's do 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And of course, always you can pause the video, you can fast forward it, however you want. In between there, we're going to do a chain 2, and then we're going to work 6 more into the same space. Then after we do our 6, that's when we're going to do one more thing, and then our repeat's going to start. So you'll have your repeat to go on, and you can pause the video and just do your entire round Okay, so, oops, oh no. All right, so there I have my 2, 4, 6. So that's what it should look like so far. And after this, we're going to skip the 3, the chain, and the 3. And then we're going to treble 6 into this, the next slip stitch, which is right here at the top. So we're going to treble 6 in here, and that's the end of our repeat. So there I have my 6. So that's going to be your repeat right here. So the repeat starts with skipping these 3, working 6 treble, chain 2, 6 treble into this chain 2 space at the corner, skipping all of these, and then working 6 trebles into the slip stitch. And you're going to do that 1, 2, and then 3 more times. And when you come to the end, you're going to treble 6, chain 2, treble 6 into the chain 2 space at the corner. So let's work this around, and if it changes up, we'll come back and work some more. Okay, so the pattern said to call. It calls for doing that 2 more times, so I did it 2 more times. And now, after repeating that 2 times, we're going to go ahead and skip those. And then we're going to do our 6 again into the center. So I didn't yarn over twice. So I've got 5. I'm going to do 1 more. Then chain 2 and work 6 more into the same space. And I'm going really super fast, but you're welcome to speed through it or pause the video. Okay, so I need 1 more. Crocheting furiously, that's what my boyfriend calls it when I'm crocheting furiously. Okay, so there I did the next part of the pattern, and then we're going to skip those 3 here, the 3, the chain 1, and the 3, and we're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain of the chain 4 from the beginning of the round. So 4th chain is, it's got 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is right here. So now we're going to slip stitch into that. So the chain in this pattern counts as a stitch, obviously, because there's the chain plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I made my chain a little tight, so I'm having issues. All right, there, so we did it. Wow, look at that. It's actually pretty big. I didn't expect it to be this big. So it's already reached 4 inches for me, around 4 inches. So that was our round 4. For round 5, we're gonna join color C, which is my contrasting color. The pretty contrasting color I'm using is this one by Crochet. I absolutely love this color in particular. It's called, I think it's called Red Garnet or Red Granite, but the number is 810. I really love the stone washed because they name everything after stones, and it's so pretty. Oops, I just love it. Okay, so now we're cooking with fire, right? So I think we believe we need to tie off and fasten off this. My new color into the same space as we did our join from the last round. And so now we're going to do a single crochet, one in each of the next 5 trebles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to double crochet into and around, kind of pull it up a little bit. You don't want it to be too tight. So it's bunching up right there. Around into the chain 3 space from the previous round, 1, 2, from round 3. And then we're going to work a single crochet into each of the next 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do 3 into the chain space, 3 single crochets, which is cornering out. You know, if you want to corner something out, you usually put 3 or 5, 1 for a center corner and then 1 on each side, or 2 on each side. Then we're going to work 6 into the next single crochets, 1 in each of the next trebles. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, we're going to work a double crochet around into that chain 3 space. That's where our repeat's going to start, at the double crochet 1 into the chain space, single crochet 6, double crochet into the chain 3, single crochet 6, single crochet 3 in the corner, single crochet 6, double crochet. I think you get the hint. So pause the video and come back when we're finished. When you get to the end, you're going to repeat this 2 more times. So we're going to repeat it starting here. We've got, I think, 1, 2. And when you get back around here, we'll come back. So I've made it around to where our repeat ends right here. So we're basically going to do the same thing and do a double crochet into the chain 3 space, 6 singles. I'm going to work this way, sometimes changing up my style for different stitches. Single crochets to me are easier to use a pencil hold for some reason. 2 and 3. Then we're going to do our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then, so when we get here, we're still going to do a double crochet in this chain space here and try to pull all that a little bit tighter. Like that, and then slip stitch into the chain 1 at the beginning of the round. And where is my slip stitch? Or slip stitch? Yeah, into the chain 1. So there we have our round 5. So round 6, are you guys ready for that? It looks so pretty, doesn't it? I love these colors. So round 6, we're going to chain 3. We're going to continue with this color. Double crochet 1 in each stitch to center. Oh, I fumbled there because I was reading at the same time. So we're going to double crochet in each stitch around, which I might actually just count these. So we've got 1 there. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and we didn't, this stitch right here wasn't a stitch because it said to kind of skip that. So I'm not really sure why it would do that, but maybe they did it intentionally. I'm just going to follow the pattern. If all else fails, follow the pattern. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, whoops, 'Cause I've got 12 so far, 13, and it says to go to the center, or double crochet all the way to the center, single crochet, and then treble 1 in that single crochet here. They worded it so weird, so I'm going to have to reword that. So we're going to do a treble there, and then double crochet, all across. So that's going to be our pattern there. So we're going to treble in the corner there, double crochets all across till you reach the center of those 3 singles, and do a treble in there, and then work that around. And when we get to this one, we'll stop the video and we'll finish it up. Okay, so I reached the end there, and I did my treble in the single crochet here, and then we're going to double crochet into the last 7 stitches, and then we'll be finished. We'll just slip stitch it together. So now I've got 2 more. Looks like I have 3 more, so I'm just going to do 3 more. Maybe I counted wrong. 1, 2. Yep, I did. Or maybe I did a stitch wrong, but it doesn't matter. It still looks great. Look at that. Okay, well, whoops, we're going to slip stitch. So now we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the chain 3 from the beginning of the round, and then we're going to tie it off, and you'll be finished like that. It looks awesome. So I'm going to block this for sure because it definitely needs blocking. But this is great. What a great square, and it's actually kind of big. I bet you could probably whip up a blanket with this one pretty quick. Let's see how big mine turned out. I wasn't using a very tight tension, and with blocking it, it's probably going to be, that's 5 there, almost 5.5 inches. Ta-da! I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Sorry it was a little long. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell button, hit the like button. I need those likes, lots of likes. Yeah, so hit me up if you have any questions. Join my Facebook group, Stardust Gold Crochet and Friends, for pattern support on any patterns, or if you have stitch tutorials you want me to create, I'll be happy to create them for you. And go ahead and subscribe to all my stuff. Thanks guys, happy crocheting.